Okay, before we spray the finish, we're going to do one last final sanding over the whole body of the guitar. I'm going to use some 180 grit paper. And you just want to go over everything, just make sure there aren't any little nicks or scratches, any kind of irregularity that you might have missed before. And you want to be sure also and hit the whole entire surface. You want to give the surface some tooth for the lacquer to bond to. This way you know you'll get the right adhesion when you spray your finish. Here we're doing the same thing on the back and on the neck as well. Make sure you're happy with the profile in the neck. And then I'm going to take a piece of tack cloth and just go over the entire body. You want it to be as dust free as you can when you start to spray. Also make sure there aren't any pieces of sawdust or dust debris in the pickup cavities as well. When you spray, those could come out and end up in your finish. And I'm going to take some green painter's tape and tape off the fretboard. I'm using a rosewood fretboard here, so I don't want to put a lacquer finish on that. I'm going to leave it natural and then oil it once the guitar is done. If you're using perhaps like a maple or some other type of fretboard, you may consider spraying the lacquer finish over that. I'm also going to put a small piece of tape around the nut at the end of the truss rod. This is more just to protect the threads and for appearance. I'm just going to take a little blade here and just wrap that tape on around there. And now this is a spray rig. This is kind of an HVLP gun with a little pressure tank. It's about a 2-quart size, and it's run off an air compressor. Be sure if you're using an air compressor, you've got a moisture trap on your line as well. Now I'm going to start by putting a little color on, and the way I do this is to take a lacquer-based spray can and just cover up a container with a cloth and spray into it. so that you're kind of catching that lacquer paint. Now, if you have a supplier that can supply you with small amounts of lacquer-based color, that's great. But I just find this is a very economical way to do it as well. Now, I actually use a yellow and a black and a red. I'm starting out here with some clear lacquer in a small jar. Okay, now I'm going to take some yellow and add just a few drops to the clear lacquer. Then I'm adding a small amount of black. And this will give me sort of a honey-colored brown is what I'm going after. I'm just going to shake it up. And I want to use what's called a pre-val sprayer. These are really handy if you have some paint that you want to make into a spray can, but it's not available in a spray can pre-packaged. Now I'm going to test some of this color just to make sure it's the color I want. And now you can keep adjusting the color to get it however you like. And this is, I just want it initially just to put a little bit of tone into the wood. And here I've got the guitar hanging by a hook from the ceiling, and then I'm just going to spray a little of this tone on. You can see there's not a whole lot of color to it. And I'm going to do the front and the back. The sides and the neck are actually going to be pretty dark, so at this point they really don't have to be sprayed. And if you're new to spraying, I'm going to give you a little idea here of what I'm doing. That's one pass with the spray gun. And then it has a height of about that, and you want to start your next pass about halfway in between there so that the two overlap. There's one pass and then overlap that one, and then you'll continue overlapping in that manner to give a nice even finish.